Paul. You're welcome, Ma. Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody in the house. So we are looking at the warning signs of drug abuse. Well, I will start from the grassroots. What actually leads most of our youth into drug? Firstly, let's start from the home. Majority of our youth are not getting the kind of love and attention that they need to get from the home. And this actually affected them socially, morally, psychologically, and this actually lead them, because most of our mothers, we don't actually give them enough attention for our children to be able to talk with us. And as a result of that, they will need a companion, friendship outside the home. And it's through peer group that most of the children get involved in drugs. And this is what actually lead to most of our children getting into drug. But however, the signs that we get to know that a child is involved in drug, firstly, the child will become insatiable. That is, the child will want more. If, for instance, if the parents, if the child is in school, and normally when the child is going to school, he is being given maybe 10,000, you discover that the child will be asking for more. He wants more because to be able to satisfy the urge that he or she, is having. That is the first sign. Then the second warning sign is that the behavior of the child will change. The child will be very rebellious. The child who wouldn't want to take corrections. A child that has been very gentle, that you can talk to, but he will be very aggressive. When you talk to him or her, you see the way the child will react. I'm saying, is it not this child? This is another warning sign to the parents and the society that this child has been doing something that he has not been doing. Most times, the drugs that our youth takes is for them they'll say they want to be high. They'll say, to do things that they are unable to do naturally. So, and that is what motivated them most of the time, to go into drugs, to take things, because they want to confront those obstacles that they felt that they cannot do. They want to go into crimes. They want to go into rape. They want to, all these things. But ordinarily, if you see this wonderful creation, it may be very calm, gentle, intelligent, and all that. But immediately this child is involved in drug, he will become somebody else. It will be, it will be very violent. Every one of us wouldn't want to be part of, to relate to that child, because we know that this is not the Kayode that I used to know. This is somebody else. Majority of them will drop out of school. Their look, they'll be shattered. They will look very unkempt. It's always very disheartening to see children that are involved in drug. It's rather unfortunate. The sign, they destroy their future. The future, because we saw that the youth of today, our children, they are our future. Mothers, fathers, they are struggling. It's for the betterment of the life of our child. We want the best for them. But when a child is involved in drug, the child doesn't know what he or she is doing. The child doesn't have a future. The child does not know what he or she wants. And every values, every potential that God has actually deposited in that child is wasted. The child can never impact the world. It cannot impact the society at large. It's very disheartening. I just want to implore our youth to please don't go into drugs. There's no any advantages that you can get from it. It destroys your future, that bright future, that beautiful future that God has actually, giving unto you. It destroys it. So these signs, if we parents if you start seeing these signs, or if your fellow students, if you start seeing these signs, please don't let us leave that kind of a child. Like, we can help him or her. Firstly, the child can be taken to a rehabilitation center. Their mothers, don't let us start abusing the child that is a wasted child. No. Everything that God has created is wonderfully and beautifully created. Let us show that child love. Let's talk with that child. Let's be very, very close with that child. With our love, motherly love. You call the child in the middle of the night. You talk with the child. We know how to talk with our children. They will have, they will have pity to let them know that this that you are doing is not only going to affect you, it's going to affect me, the home as a whole. It's going to affect the generation as a whole, and you are going to be useless for yourself. So I think those are some of the signs.
Yes, a round of applause for mom. Thank you so much. Yeah. The next question goes to our darling mother.